All right, so it's been a little while since I did a kind of a collection tour, project update kind of video. So most of these have pretty much been the same. They might have been moved around, otherwise they all run. These three in the corner here, these three blue ones don't run. They're supposed to be electric, and there's a battery that was shared between the three of them. That went bad here beginning of the year. So those don't run until I can find a different battery or convert them back to gas or do something else with that. Diesel Sears sitting in the middle here, loaded up, waiting to go on a road trip with a bunch of other machines, and along with this dozer blade and a bunch of other stuff, but that'll get its own video coming up. Wheel horse tractor, I'm sick of this thing. It's got a Predator 420 engine in it because I took the Onan out to put in something better and then drove it for 10 minutes and that belt shredded. So long story short, I'm going to pull this engine out, take these rear tires off because they're good for something else, take the front tires off, and this seat, and then, I don't know, push the thing off a cliff. I don't know. But I'm just tired of looking at it, so I pushed it behind that tractor. I guess I forklifted it, actually. We got a Chevy 350 that's blown up, hooked to a 4L60 and its transfer case, and then another random transfer case up there with some spare tires. And then a 6.5 diesel that I was going to put in place of that 350, and then it ended up just parting the whole thing out. The 6.5 does run. It came with the DS4 pump, which is one of these. It's got all these electrical connectors, and it uses a computer and all that stuff to run. So I took that off and converted it to just you hook 12 volts to the injection pump, and it starts up and works. That kind of a thing. And had to replace the injector lines and a couple other little things on that. Otherwise, this thing runs perfect. And when I found that, it was actually upside down at an auction, and I got it for like a couple $100. My mini excavator's, that's still doing well. This yellow mini skid steer, that's still doing well. I've used both of them things actually quite a bit. This blue 66 Suburban 10, that just needs decals, otherwise that's good to go. Has the wrong front axle. I might make one that looks, like the real thing. Take like a piece of tube steel and then weld some stuff on it, cut it out, make one that looks like the original one, because this one is off of, I can't remember, I think it's off of John Deere or something, like a 110 round fender or something like that. It's painted the wrong color too. I didn't realize until I was getting it half put together that it's painted the wrong blue. It's supposed to be like the blue of that one over there, a darker blue, but oh well, makes it different, I guess. So outside, I've been doing a bunch of picking up, even though it doesn't really look like it. There's a bunch of metal stuff over there I cut off to make projects out of. That's the scrap pile. It's growing big from sorting all this out. The rear half off the John Deere 318, I got tired of looking at that, so I cut that in half because I wanted to save this back part to use for something else. There's a 99 Suburban frame, rear axle, and miscellaneous other stuff. That's where that 350 came out of. And then the frame from my homemade mini skid steer that didn't work out. We have the green articulated wheel loader in here. And this is actually going to be loading up and leaving as well, which you guys will see in a few weeks now where that's going, or at least I hope. I might make a video on that, we'll see. So this had, of course, forward and reverse operated by this lever. You might already see it's got a foot pedal too. So if I move this, that moves. I found that when I was cleaning up, the scrap pile, kind of organizing stuff back here last week, I found that just laying in the dirt, actually. So now, when you're on here, you want to go forward, you can just push forward. You want to go back, you can just push back like this on the back of it, but it's not really that, nice. So you have the option of still using this lever. So I'm like, well, I'll put it on there because I have it. It wasn't really much to put back on. So I did that. Otherwise, I gotta make sure the fluids are good on this because I'm not gonna deal with any of that where that's going. Gotta grab one of these bottom plows because I'm gonna need one of them where I'm headed. And then I think that's it in here. Of course, much attachment for that yellow machine. I need to do something better with these because like that auger, that could tip over and fall on something. It's just leaning against the metal wall, putting dents in this building. And then some pallets stacked up. I need to get them out of here because I want to actually use them. But that's about it in here. So in the main building, not much else has been changed either. Just kind of stuff moved around. This one here, actually no, it's this one. I picked this up last October, and I don't even think I've showed you it since then. But this is really nice, 77 16.6, 100% original paint. That's one of the nicer hoods I think I've seen. Unbroken nose cone. I did do some fiberglassing on the inside. It has like a very, very small crack that formed. But I did put some fiberglass on the inside, so that shouldn't get any worse. I do have some side covers that I need to put on this to make it, you know, complete. And then I really should switch these tires with something else, because it is, you know, just about original, and that'd be cool to just make it 100% original, so it's like 9 out of 10-ish condition. Of course, that works. The engine runs really good. The wiring all works. The headlights work. The little taillight works. The charging system works. The only thing is the aftermarket fuel pump, because the original one on the carburetor just kind of, it didn't work. But otherwise, there's not much else in this building that's been done either. Everything just kind of gets moved around and everything. Sorry the camera quality isn't, you know, the greatest, because it's like 90-something degrees out today. And my other camera kept freaking out because it's too hot out. So I had to use this thing. Oh, much better in the air conditioning. Anyway, this is where the nightmare begins. So that road trip I was talking about, I'm bringing this machine and that one also. And basically, it's a building and a field. And I'm not about to do an oil change or do any maintenance where these machines are headed. So I decided, you know, let's do an oil change on this thing, the X475. Because I need a mower at that place. I'm not going to say where it is yet, but you guys will see eventually here. And I got realizing that there's no way to get the drain plug out. So this is where this happened. So in order for me to even think about cutting this out, I had to get the plasma cutter and torch a giant hole here so I can get the drain plug out, which means I had to unbolt the engine. And here we are. Now the fun part of getting all this lined back up, because this is shaft drive, I got to get the 3 bolts to hold that on just right and everything. And then also, I guess this thing got a little hot, because look at this battery. That thing is absolutely cooked. I mean, I'm not going to touch it, but there's some super corrosion happening there. That's about ready to fall apart. I don't know how this battery worked. It worked perfectly fine. And this is actually the stock spot where they put the battery on these things, and I always thought it was dumb. Because it's like, let's have the engine here. Let's put the muffler right above the battery. So then when the fan blows air, it just blows all the hot air right on the battery. And then also right on the plastic front grille. Really, really good design, you know? So no wonder why it overheated. And then it got me thinking, this has a Predator 420 in it. I'm just thinking of this now, actually. I wonder how the oil is to drain on this. I'd like to bring you over there and look, but I'm kind of afraid to, if I'm being honest. So we'll just avoid that for now. So anyway, I had enough of this and I thought I'd make this video. Here's a recent one. This is the one that was painted red and had the word Wheel Horse on the hood for some reason. And the kind of ironic thing is that this Onan is from a Wheel Horse. So that's kind of perfect how that happened. But yeah, 76 SS18, really nice machine. I might put a little short video up over the next few days of this thing. This turned out really nice. There's some like white paint on the front tires I need to take care of. Otherwise, this thing is basically done. When I say basically done, I mean the side cover that's supposed to be on it, which I borrowed one off of something else so I can get pictures of it. That's the one that's on there. If you notice this side, oh wow, it looks really nice. All color matched, all perfect. Well, you might notice a problem when I get closer here. Well, let me just flip it over. Yeah, that didn't get painted. The wrong side did. So, because this is just primered, and normally I wouldn't care because it's the inside, but I guess the inside of this is painted and the outside isn't. So, I gotta paint some some yellow side covers coming up because a bunch of my machines are missing them. And I guess I'll paint the other side at that point. Anyway, I get to fight with this engine for another few hours. So I'm going to shut this camera off, put this video on the server so I can edit it, and probably fight with this, and then eventually give up, walk away, and come back later. So anyway, thanks for watching, and more stuff coming soon.